Hey y'all, it's 𝗪𝗓𝗏 and welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing today? Your girl is feeling great. Today is a new day, and with a new day comes a new video. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about high school. I've been there, so I think I have some pretty good big sister type advice. So if you're as excited about today's video as I am, go ahead and subscribe to your girl's channel so I know it's real. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is fitting in. Try not to get so caught up in who is and who isn't popular. Personally, being popular was never a goal for me, but I will say that I was friends with a lot of different types of people, and with that, more people began to know who I was, and I also got to learn who other people were. Having the title popular doesn't give you a parade or anything. You don't know what kind of people you will meet if you get out of your comfort zone, okay? So again, don't stress over just everybody knowing who you are and you that girl and you that guy. No, don't do that. Honestly, it's not a big deal, and by the time you graduate, nobody's gonna care, nobody's gonna remember. It's gonna be nothing. So my advice would be to be as friends with as many people as you can. I'm not saying you have to be best friends with them, but having a lot of different friends in different social groups is a good way to get out there and meet new people, and that's gonna be the best kind of popular title to have. You will find your people, so do not try and stress the small stuff like being cool. Simply just be yourself and be nice to your peers. All right, so the next thing is stay away from drama. Honestly, y'all, it is so pointless and it will bring literally no good to you. Something you should know is that there is always new drama every week in high school. By getting involved with stuff like that, you become distracted on what you should be focused on. You might even find yourself in situations where you are the topic of the drama, but I promise you, no one's gonna remember it in a month. No one's gonna remember it in a week. No one's gonna remember it in 3 days. That's how fast it moves in high school. People are on to the next thing like that. Attention spans, especially these days, people's attention spans are they're not there. So don't worry about it, let it go. Try to stay away from drama as much as possible. I promise you, it will make your life so much better. By getting involved with drama, you become distracted from the things that you should be focusing on. And with that being said, the next thing we're going to talk about is focus. Staying focused on your end goal, which in this case in high school, it's usually graduating and getting to college, that should be very important to you. And just like with anything in life, you cannot let other people distract you and pull you away from your path. The things that you learn in high school are going to be things that you can take on into life outside in the real world. From friendships, from your studies, from staying focused, from being responsible. There's a whole bunch of life skills that you're going to learn that you're not going to realize that you learned. So just try to keep your head on straight. Even if you do decide that college is not for you, you decide you don't want to go, most jobs require you to have at least a high school education. So if you're constantly choosing hanging out with your friends or going to your little high school parties before you get your work done, before you study, before you make sure everything's in order for your next day of class, then you're most likely going to fail, and we don't want that. Again, you need to practice. This is the perfect time to practice being responsible. What you choose to do after high school is completely up to you, but your education really is important. And I know plenty of people who dropped out of high school or didn't graduate or didn't get the grades that they needed, and now they have to go get the GED. And y'all, you don't want to do that. After you leave school and then you try to go back to get that degree, it's hard because your mind, when you're in high school, your mind's still fresh. You got all the information right there. So you might as well do it while you're there, because going back trying to get it because you need to get a job, it's not going to be as easy. So the simplest basic thing you can do is do your work and stay focused. All right. I know some of y'all have been waiting for this part, the juicier part. We are going to talk about dating. First, let me start by saying, when it comes to dating, make sure your parents are cool with that, okay? But with high school, I feel like this is the time where dating starts to happen. This is one of the perfect times to learn what you look for in others, and along the way you start to learn stuff about yourself too. What kind of qualities do you look for in other people? What kind of qualities do you bring to the table? Maybe there's someone that'll bring out the best parts of you. Maybe there's some people that'll bring out the worst. Trust me, I've had both. Now this is for you freshmen out there, especially the younger girls, because this is where it tends to happen the most. Do not date upperclassmen. And when I say upperclassmen, I mean if you are a freshman, you have no business dating a senior. The levels that you think you're on are not the same levels that dude is on up here, okay? His mind is somewhere else, baby. Because let's face it, upperclassmen girls aren't really checking for the younger guys. It's always usually the upperclassmen guys that are checking for the younger girls. Usually, upperclassmen guys, they just do not have good intentions. I get that guy might be fine, he is attractive, he older than you, you know, he on the basketball team. Stay away. He is still in high school, so are you. And you know, girls tend to mature a little faster, but y'all are in high school, okay? He is still immature. It don't matter how much older he is immature, okay? So you just protect yourself. Quick little story time, just to give y'all a little example. Your girl, when she was a freshman, I had a crush on an older guy. He was a senior. He was the same age as my older brother. He would flirt and act like he was interested in me, but y'all, he only wanted one thing at the end of the day. I'm 15 years old. I was not ready. I was not up there. So like from the jump, it just was not a good idea. Obviously, my parents weren't having it. Like they knew I had this crush on him, but like they weren't for that. He was on the basketball team, but he was way more interested in using me than actually being my boyfriend. What I envisioned us, you know, walking down the hallway, holding hands, being that cute little high school couple was not what he was thinking, okay? He wasn't having that. That's not what his intentions were. I was living in a fairy tale. I ain't saying that I realized all this right away, but since I've been through it, I am going to go ahead and tell you, they're not looking to hold hands and walk down the hallway and claim you as they boo, okay? Now I know y'all gonna try to stick your little feet in there and figure it out for yourself, but I'm just here to warn you, like, don't say Maya didn't tell y'all, okay? But yes, I do encourage dating in high school, but I strongly suggest you stick to your own age group. Now, freshman, sophomore, cool. Sophomore, junior, cool. Junior, senior, cool. But from freshman to a senior, that's just a big jump. The seniors already had all this experience in high school, whereas you're still brand new. But when you're sticking to like your same age range, then that kind of puts you two on pretty much the same level. Even if the relationship doesn't last like all 4 years of high school, at least, you know, you got to experience it and you might get to grow with that same person and you just get to figure out what kind of relationships that you're going to look for when it comes to dating. And again, learning stuff about yourself as you go too. Now, I could talk about high school and dating all day long, but I'm going to keep this a little short and just say, stick to your age range when you're dating, okay? Make sure your parents give you their blessing as well, because we don't want no problems in that end, okay? But let's move on to the next thing, which is extracurriculars. I highly recommend that you join in on some sort of sports team or club. Depending on what school you go to, there are usually so many different options of clubs and sports and after school activities that you could choose from. You got basketball, football, art club, dance, robotics, I don't know, show choir, if I didn't say that already. But there's almost an endless amount of options. Because again, high school is where you're starting to decide, what do I want to do in college? What do I want to major in? So this is the time that you need to join things and figure out what you like to do. Because though when you were a little kid, you were saying you wanted to be an astronaut, you know, you might get to college and be like, dang, I want to be a dancer, and you know, you tear the thing up. So this is the time you need to start joining things and figuring out what you like. Not only is this a great place to discover your passions, when you join in these clubs and groups, this is when you start to make those good friend connections. You'll start to see and meet people that you never noticed and people that you never thought that you would ever have anything in common with. When I was in high school, I done basketball, I was in show choir, I done a little bit of leadership, and I still have really good connections, not only with my 3 best friends, but with people that I was in those sports teams and groups with. Literally, being in those activities is the reason why I have some of the best lifelong memories. If I could go back to high school, at least senior year, I would probably do it in a heartbeat. And I know it may seem like a lot to do, joining all these clubs and groups, but also trying to keep your grades up. But trust me, it is possible. I literally done all of those things and still graduated with a 4.0 GPA. So I strongly encourage you all to put yourself out there, join in groups, and try something new. And if you don't like it, it's okay to quit it. I don't know why people think that you shouldn't quit or give up, but if you try and you don't like it, it's okay. Find something else. This is the perfect time to do that. So don't be shy, join something. Okay, let's talk about friendships. Now that you're in high school or that you're going to be in high school, you may still have some of those friends that you had in middle school, maybe even some elementary friends. But don't be upset if those friendships do not last. For some people, the summer before high school can turn into a big pivot point. It is very much possible that you will not have the same friends from the beginning of high school to the end. Literally, everyone is constantly growing and changing in life, and fallouts are literally just something that happens. In good cases, you and your friends just outgrow each other, and that's okay. But in other cases, those so-called friends start to switch up on you. And I need you to know that with growing apart and switching up, there's a difference. And if it comes to it, you'll recognize the two. But regardless of the reasons that you and your friends aren't friends anymore, this is why it's important to join into groups and make new friends. Everyone just isn't fortunate enough to keep ties with the same friends they started with. If you're worried about it, don't be, okay? I still have the same 3 best friends that I had forever now, but the friends that I gained, I've lost. Like, there's friends that did not make it to the end with me, and honestly, I'm probably gonna make a lot more friends in life that aren't gonna make it. So don't worry about it, keep moving forward. You will make more friends, and again, it's probably for the best. If the friends that come into your life leave your life, there's a reason for it, okay? So don't stress it, okay? Okay, so this next thing is really important to me, and it was in high school, and honestly, it's still really important to me in this day. But do not stress on not knowing what it is that you want to do with your life. You do not have to know right off the jump what it is that you want to do with your life before you graduate high school. Now, I know there's those people that know right off the jump that they want to be a teacher, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a physical therapist. But if that's not you, then that's okay. You are allowed to take your time on figuring out your life's path. You are only in high school. There is still a lot of life you have left to live. There's a lot of this world that you have yet to witness, and there are opportunities that you have not met yet. So if by the time that you've graduated and you are wanting to go to college, but you don't know exactly what you're going to college for, take your gen eds, take your core academic classes, your general education, like English, math, science, all that stuff. That way, when you do decide on your major or what you want to do, you will have already completed those general classes. Again, you do not have to rush and have your whole life figured out just in high school. One day, eventually, you'll have to make a decision. But right now, you have time. What you don't want to do is just pick any old thing just because. Then you'll pretty much end up miserable and wasting time. So literally, just relax. All right, y'all, finally, the last thing I want to say and encourage you to do is have fun. I know that sounded really corny. It didn't sound corny when it was in my head, but literally it's high school. And honestly, it really is what you make it. Go to your junior and your senior prom, take lots and lots of pictures, like lots of pictures. Hang out with your friends, go to homecoming. These are literally going to be memories that are going to last you a lifetime. I hear so many people talk about how much they hated high school and they want it to be over, but literally don't rush it. It is only going to be as good as you make it. Like I mentioned earlier, I find myself missing high school literally all the time. A time where my responsibilities were there but limited, and all my friends were in one place. Because by the time you graduate and move on with your life, the responsibilities that you had in high school are gonna be laughable. The real world out here, it ain't no joke. So do not rush your lives, okay? I know you've probably heard that countless times in your life, but it's true what they say. Time moves so fast, like at the speed of lightning. It will truly be over in like a blink of an eye. And then you'll realize just how fast time really does move. So enjoy it while you can, or you'll regret it. But that is it for this video, you guys. I'm sure there's way more that I could talk about, maybe even some things I missed. But if you guys feel like you need any other kind of advice or you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. Reach out to me on other social medias. I'll be happy to talk to you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and turn on that notification bell while you're at it so you know when your girl uploads next. Also, go ahead and subscribe to your girl's channel if you haven't done that already. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.